decentralized world we've grown. More than 11,000 strong we rise, fueling dreams beneath the skies. With every hash, the future's sown. A decentralized world we've grown. No master calls, no chains, no ties, just power shared where freedom lies. Every miner, every spark turns the night into an arc. We've grown. No master calls, no chains, no ties, just power shared where freedom lies. Every miner, every spark turns the night into an arc. Lending power, they stand tall, supporting AI data sprawl, rendering worlds, computations vast, building futures meant to last. Decentralized, no single gate, the flux edge grows, reshaping fate. From blockchain nodes to gaming lands, built by miners, not by brands. AI trains on power pooled, from hands once thought to be overruled. Each task it runs, each byte it stores, a future built beyond closed doors. Their dedication, the network's core, expanding reach, opening doors from every GPU they provide. The flux edge grows far and wide. More than 11,000 strong we rise, fueling dreams beneath the skies. With every hash, the future's zone. A decentralized world we've grown. To the miners, here's our praise for lighting up these early days. Together we define the edge on this decentralized pledge.
Come on.
Decentralized, the dawn is near. AI unleashed, the code is clear. No more towers, no locked in chains. The future's ours, unbound remains. They once swore they'd stay so pure. Now they hold the keys unsure. Black box minds behind the veil. But trustless code will tip the scale. It's true. We build, we rise again. No locks, no lies, no end. Flux, 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 flux. Permissionless, no hand to feed. No more paywalls, no hidden greed. Immutable, the past won't change. Censorship fades, we rearrange. Well, the cloud once fell, but now it grows on sovereign ground where freedom flows, where reruns, where power breaks. No gatekeepers, no mistakes. It's true. We build, we rise again. No locks, no lies, no end. Flux, 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 flux. No one knows where power hides, or the code they've cast aside, but open hands will lift the weight. Descend decentralized, we shift our fate.
Well, hello everybody. Definitely having computer problems tonight. Good times, good times. Hope you guys are all doing good. Welcome to everybody. I'm gonna see if I can actually get what I was looking for. Oh my lord. This is just nuts tonight. Alright, well, I'm going to try to go without looking at a screen tonight because it is giving me all kinds of problems. And of course, now as I said that, it seems to be coming up. I may have to switch from Chrome because it's really making me crazy. But welcome everybody to Sundays with Max. Good to have you here. I appreciate it. Seems to be somewhat of a sparse crowd tonight, but I appreciate you guys being here. Let's see who is here. Scroll back. The son of a rabbit is first. Vinny Del Greco, Traveler's Travels, Caw Valley Crypto, Bleach. Welcome, Bleach. Frogman. I said Caw Valley Crypto. Todd Tebow, Integra Guy 04, Retro Mike Tech. Yes. Well, let's just say none of my other mods were here yet, so I had to make somebody a mod. Timeliness, people. Timeliness. Yusuf Puts, Aztec Miner, Tech Bandit. Let's see who else. Geek of all trades. Welcome, sir. And second, TL Mining. I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Appreciate it. Yes, it has been a while. Yeah, managed to catch new max voltage at the new slot live. Got it. Building a Docker cluster. Finally, Retro Mike is rubbing off on me, not in a good way. What kind of Docker cluster? Are you doing like Jeff Geerling, making them out of pies? Is that what you're doing? All right. Oh, and DJ Mine's in the house. Wow. Wow, blessed me with his presence. When are you going to be back, DJ? We all missed your Friday night streams. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right. Is the music a little too loud? I'm going to turn it down just a bit. I think it was a little loud. Let me know if you guys think it needs to be higher or lower. But let's see. Yes, missed the DJ hype. Less than 10 days, but I'll take some time with the family first. Yeah, probably a good move. And Geek of All Trades says Raspberry Pi CM4 compute modules on a Super C cluster board, pulling out the hair I have left. Yeah, you should, like I said, Jeff Geerling, I'm sure would love to help you. He loves doing clusters on Pis. Okay, yeah, I've got like 90% mods now. I get that. Well, DJ, how was I supposed to know DJ was going to be here? He's always been a mod. Anyway, I just made one person a mod. That's it. Just one person, Vinny Del Greco, who's here all the time. And he was here early. Thank you, Vinny. Appreciate it. Oh, are you saying, Retro Mike, I should take your mod away? Is that what you're saying? So we have fewer mods? Is that what it is? All right. Well, anyway, what we plan on talking about tonight is ByBit and all the stuff going on there. Did a little bit of reading. I might be able to pull up the tab that I had that talked about that. And we'll talk a little bit about the SEC, crypto ETFs, 5070 Ti. Let's see. Trading in a sideways market. And I'll talk about this first, about what I was doing this weekend. Hence the reason why I'm rubbing my eyes, I think. because was blowing out all the GPUs. And yeah, there was a little dust flying around. That's for sure. It was actually kind of funny. I have, I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's a blower. You know, basically turn it on. It just just blows. Anyway, but it has the intake on the bottom. By the time I was done blowing out all the cards, the intake was completely covered in dust. So yeah, it was pulling in, I was having a tough time pulling in the air at the very end, I would imagine, because it was pretty clogged. So, but yeah, and of course, as I did that, I forgot I still have two 1660 Ti's in the basement that I'm also going to be selling. So now the next step that I have to do is just kind of wipe off the cards of any excess dust, take pictures, package them back up into their boxes, take pictures of the boxes, take pictures of the GPUs in their boxes, because they always sell better when they know that it's coming in the original box, and then put them up for sale. So I'm thinking I might do a Jawa versus eBay thing and actually make it a little bit of content. I might even do, like, since I have three 3070 Ti EVGA for the Win 3 cards, and I have three 3070 Ti EVGA XC3 cards. I thought maybe I'd sell one on eBay, one on Jawa, and one on it's a Discord server, but oh, Jawa is a it's a marketplace, basically. They will actually offer to buy your GPUs, but of course, if they're going to offer to buy your GPUs, there's going to be some profit in it for them, and not just the service fee that they normally do for their marketplace. So, so yeah, they obviously make sure that they will be able to sell it for more. But it's just another marketplace. It doesn't have as much. It's not as well known as eBay. But it also doesn't have as much for sale, so I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be more people on, you know, a higher buyer to seller ratio on Jawa than eBay. So we'll see. We'll see. So I don't know. I just thought about that right now. I might make a little bit of content out of that. But yeah, I've got 24 GPUs to sell. So looking forward to getting a little spare cash. So that's what I was doing today. I also, in fact, I will switch to another, I can remember this one. Yeah. I also got this little ColoPlay thing, which, wow, the instructions on this thing are so bad. Really, really bad. But I managed to get it working where can basically change scenes. Now that you've seen what it is, all you gotta do is hit this button right here. It sends me right back to the stream. So full screen, and then I've got two other scenes. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a Stream Deck in a way, but it has obviously fewer buttons. But it's also cheaper. It was only $30. It was actually $29 for this thing. So, and it has like multiple layers. I just have to figure out how to get to the different layers. I just opened it today. Like I said, the instructions are really poor, so I'm having to try to figure it out as I go, trying to find videos from people that have done it. But yeah, not exactly for the faint of heart. And then I also ordered a camera mount, a desk mount camera mount. That way I don't have this tripod sitting next to me when I want to film something on the desk. It's not, you know, I use it enough where it'll definitely be useful. And I hope to be doing like more unboxing and that type of thing in the future. But we'll see. Just, it was relatively inexpensive, less than $50. So yeah, trying to upgrade my setup and make it easier to make content. So as you noticed, made some content. Actually, with making some content, I know this is a surprise, but I actually been getting subscribers. I passed 7,000 subscribers today. Yeah. I had not even told Sunflower Mama about that, because it just happened very, very recently. So anyway, so we're going to getting some traction. So I'm going to keep on going. And yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been doing this weekend. Also relaxing and such. All right, let's get into ByBit, because let's see if I can actually. There we go. See the what?
Actually seeing your wife.
Oh yeah, I actually saw my wife this weekend too, because we didn't see each other at all during the week, because I work from 1 to 10. By the time I get home, she's in bed, and when she leaves in the morning to go substitute teach, then I'm still asleep. So yeah, we hadn't really saw each other much this weekend at all. But yeah, ByBit. So yes, they had, you all know that they had, it's actually up to 1.5 billion that was taken from them. The ETH tokens that were taken and the ETH that was taken from their cold storage wallet. And, but they also had a bank run, which is not good, obviously. So not only did they lose 1.4 billion, but they also had 4 billion in other crypto removed from their exchange. Now, what's good is the CEO is saying, we're good. We're covering all of these. It might take a little bit because we want to make sure that the attack is over, that all of these are valid, but you will all get your crypto. It was all covered 1-to-1. So right now, the story looks like it not necessarily have a happy ending. If you were owner of ByBit, you certainly wouldn't be happy, but at least it doesn't appear that they're going out of business. Now, the story could unfold differently, but for right now, the CEO is saying everything that he should be saying right now. You know, it should be a script. Actually, everybody should take notes on what he's saying, because if you're not okay, you at least want to be saying what he's saying. If you're trying to, you know, let everybody know, or at least lie to everybody that you are okay. So, but right now it looks like it's okay. But it has been interesting with the talk about rolling back Ethereum due to this. I don't think that's going to happen. It certainly could lead to another hard fork similar to Ethereum Classic. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think they're going to roll back. But they might. Especially considering how this took place. So I was looking that up. And in fact, that's where I had it. I thought I couldn't find the tab. And the reason why was because it wasn't a tab. It was a tweet that Sunflower Mama sent me. Hold on. Let me get into my Twitter, which hopefully is still on that page. No, it is. Yeah, there it is. This phone, it buffers the notifications and then just unleashes them all at once. So this is a different one, but still talking about the same thing. So, basically they social engineered this thing. They made a page. So here, I'll just read this to you. Step 1, the hackers mirrored ByBit's signing interface. The transaction looked normal. It showed the right recipient address. The amount was what the signers expected, but behind the scenes, the contract logic was different. So they made it look like it was an existing transaction, a transaction that was to be fulfilled, but they basically rewrote the smart contract. And then as soon as they did that, they had access to the cold wallet and could do whatever they want. So I don't know, other than if they had double checked the URL that they were on or what. I don't know all the details regarding it, but yeah, because then there started to be some questions about the safes. There's a particular safes transaction security. So now they're a lot of people are questioning that process. That was viewed as being kind of like the gold standard. And now it's like, well, wait a minute, ByBit was covered by this and look what happened to them. So I think we'll get more and more information regarding this, and I think it will become a lesson learned, I guess. But it's really, really hard when people are doing the same thing over and over and over again, and approving like big transactions in order for like customer service and that type of thing, that people become complacent. So I think it was just kind of like, oh, another one of these, and they just weren't really reading it. It's kind of like when we get terms and conditions. Who reads those? I know I do, of course, but I've heard that nobody reads terms and conditions, so that everybody just clicks past them or scrolls past them. I love those ones where you're at the terms and conditions and they won't let you hit accept until you scroll to the bottom. It's like some lawyer said, you got to at least make them seem like they've actually seen it. They may not have read it, but because they have to scroll past all of it, they've seen it. They can't say that they didn't see it. Anyway, that always cracks me up. Okay, let me, I just realized that my chat wasn't scrolled down. So let me see who may have made some comments. Geek of All Trades, BBT mentioned something I hadn't thought of. If North Korea hackers staked all that ETH, they could take over the network. I don't know if they could take over the network. I don't know if they have that much ETH. But that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Don't give them any ideas. Vinny, opposite schedules. That's how marriages stay together. Second TL said, many people praising the PR response to the disaster. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the guy is saying all the right things. So, yeah. Hopefully, all the things he's saying are truthful. All right. Goat there, likely spinning up validator nodes now. Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible. We'll see. That would be interesting. I don't own any Ethereum, so I'm kind of like, whatever. Yeah, ETH Ultra. Ethereum Lite. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Like I said, death to Ethereum. Wouldn't have all this. Well, you could still have this problem because it's still a smart contract, but you wouldn't have the threat of having validator. Hey, wouldn't that be an odd thing that they go back to proof of work because of the threat of all of these ETH holders spinning up, or this one ETH holder spinning up all the validator nodes? Wouldn't that be a turn of the tables? Wow. That would be very interesting. So max voltage, there are currently over 1,000 validator nodes, 32 ETH per validator node. So there aren't too many people that have spun up validator nodes. Yeah, there may be. I'm not paying any attention to meme coins. I refuse. They're a waste of space. They are a waste of space, and they're ruining the crypto space. They're absolutely ruining the crypto space. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, second TL. 1K node seems light, but I mean, all these people that supposedly have their ETH staked. I don't know. Retromike, 520-ish to have 51%. Well, at the current number of validator nodes. Now, if they spin up all of theirs, they would then need basically a little over 1,000, because assuming that they don't have any right now, that they would have to basically double what's existing now, plus one, obviously, to get 51%. All right. Well, enough of that. SEC. I thought this was kind of interesting. I recently read that SEC dropped their lawsuit against OpenSea. That I read today. And I know that I heard that they were dropping their lawsuit against Coinbase as well. And I was like, huh, interesting. So then I just thought, who else have they dropped? I found it really interesting because I was like, oh yeah, okay, fine. It's the incoming Republican administration coming in, that's pro crypto, makes a lot of sense. And then I read, oh yeah, no, last July, they dropped a lawsuit against Consensus and Ethereum 2.0 and layer 2 Bitcoin hero systems, also known as stacks. They dropped that, plus they dropped a lawsuit against BUSD, stablecoin. So they were already dropping things last year. Now, what I find interesting is all of those were, I guess Consensus didn't come right out and come out firing against the SEC, I guess. I'm thinking all the ones that got dropped last year were dropped on grounds that make sense. And while those should have also happened against OpenSea and Coinbase, because Gensler was in there, he was trying to save face because he didn't like either of those projects. That's what I'm kind of thinking. So now that Gensler's gone, that's why those got dropped after he left. But that was already on its way. They were putting too much trust in Coinbase as being a checker on the exchanges. So, all right. Going right through the topics tonight because I keep hoping that I can get to these tabs. And that one. Okay, there we go. So this one, I thought was pretty interesting because I had said all along, just like you have the S&P 500, it's going to be a real game changer once there are crypto indexes where you have the top 20, top 40, whatever, however you want to put it, have those into their own index fund and weighted on their market cap. And so that's similar to the way the S&P 500. So that way it takes away some of the, obviously still very, very variable prices, but it should take some of that away, some of that risk away by actually, having multiple altogether in an index fund. So I don't know. I found this really interesting. It seems like the SEC is going to be very open to a lot more ETFs, including index funds. So I'm looking forward to specifically for the index funds. This could be a real game changer if a lot of 401ks start opening up at least a small amount of crypto index funds. Right now, my 401k doesn't have access to it. I can't trade to it. It's not one of the choices I have. A lot of companies limit employees' choices instead of opening up, because my 401k is Fidelity. So you'd think, okay, it's Fidelity, I can just do whatever. Nope, doesn't work that way, which is unfortunate. So hopefully, I think that type of thing would be a game changer as far as the amount of funds coming into crypto. So we'll hope that starts to happen. But I think we'll see a slow progression as more and more brokerage firms put in applications to run ETFs, various ETFs. I know now they're saying they're thinking about doing a Litecoin ETF could be next. They've already talked about Solana, XRP. So yeah, I can open up my own Roth IRA, but then if you do that, then you have to do a rollover and then you get taxed on the money coming out of your your IRA. And you can't roll over a 401k while you're still working at a company. I've looked, at least not the company I'm currently working for. I never checked with the previous companies I was working for, but until you leave, you can't roll it over. So yeah. Vinny Del Greco, I moved a small amount into Fold. They have a BTC reward credit card they are coming out with. They got listed on NASDAQ on Wednesday. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't realize that. I knew you talked about they were getting listed. I wasn't sure exactly when that was happening. All right. ETH does not have a fixed total supply, just print more max supply. Yeah, they can do that, but that's not what they're doing. They do not just go out and print more ETH. They don't do that. There's no max supply because it's based upon the amount that's going towards the node providers. So that amount will just keep going and never be an end to it. So the amount of ETH that's out in the market is not going up by that much. So I know people like to make a big deal out of the fact that ETH doesn't have a max cap. I mean, we're talking it's so slow now that they've gone to proof of stake. It's lost in the noise. So let's see. Retro Mike says, you definitely can't roll over. When I left my previous job, I remained a consultant and they wouldn't let me roll over the 401k until they received termination paperwork from my previous employer. What? But you weren't working for the previous employer. Oh, you were talking about rolling it over into the next company. I'm not talking about rolling it over from a 401k into another 401k. I'm talking about rolling it over from a 401k into an IRA so you can manage it yourself. So no, I've never rolled it over to another company. Once I left a company, I want that money. I want to be able to manage it. So Geekball Trades, F that. Just buy BTC from DEXs direct to cold storage and wait. Make sure the seed phrases are hidden in your will. Oh, like a hunt for the Constitution on National Treasure. Why give 401k your dollars? Because if you have okay, first of all, why do you do it in 401k? Because of the match. It's free money. You're giving up free money if you don't put money in your 401k. Some companies do a direct 1% match. Company I does matches 0.5%. They match 50%. So you put it in $1, they put in 50 cents. So that's the reason why I do a 401k. And I only do the minimum in order to get that match. So, oh, yeah, I'm thinking I can hit that button and it goes to it. Here, I'll just turn that your way. If you ever want to, all you gotta do is hit that button if I'm not full screen, and then it'll go full screen. All right. So that's the reason why I do it, though. Retro Mike says, ETH is infinite supply, but they burn the excess fees every block. Yeah, so the only thing that could increase Ethereum is if the fees are really low and they're paying rewards to their nodes, basically, their validator nodes. So, but right now when it's busy and there's a lot of transactions, it's deflationary. So I think if you look over since they've done it, it's probably slightly inflationary, but it's literally lost in the noise. It's a non-issue at this point. Geek of all trades. It's free money that you can't touch, and you pay more tax when you pull it out. F 401k, even though I contribute to one too. I hate it. Well, I'm not saying I like it. I wish we could just do an IRA where we manage it. Yeah, I don't know. There's pros and cons. I mean, you save your money by putting money into a 401k. So, But tell me how you really feel, Goat. Tell me how you really feel. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Retro Mike, my company matches 50% up. That's exactly what mine does. Retro Mike, exactly that. Yes, live for today, but plan for tomorrow. I mean, 6% out of my pay, and I don't think about it. It still won't be enough for retirement, but it's going in the right direction. Can I avoid the fees if I roll from a 401k to Tangem? Okay, you can't roll a 401k to Tangem. The only thing you can do is you can roll your 401k into iTrustCapital, which is 100% crypto. That's what I did with my wife's IRA. We rolled it into that, and once the bear market hits, I'll probably roll it back out into something else. Or I should say, once I sell at the top of the bull market. Let's think positively. By the way, has anybody else noticed that there's been a lot of YouTubers out there that are like saying, maybe could this be the top? Could this be the top? You know, here's the signs. I haven't really watched any of them because I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think there might be something to be said to selling like near the end of April or beginning of May, because we might see a downturn and then a secondary top come the end of the year, similar to what we had the last time. But I think we're going to go higher from where we're at right now in the next couple of months. But in the meantime, I'm taking a small portion of my crypto and finding things that are trading sideways. And I've been doing it with Litecoin. And what I've been doing, I've talked about this before that I've done it, and I've been trying to be a lot more disciplined in making sure I have my buys and my sells in so that I don't miss anything. And that's the crux of it. But basically it's been trading in this range of around, well, I always thought the low end was 120. The last time it went really far down, it went down to like 107, 108. So my last buy was at 120, and I was like, damn, it went even lower. But then it came back up. So I did all my sells, did one sell at 136, one at 138, bought back in at 126. Now it's gone up from there a little bit. And I have another buy in at like 122.1. That we haven't gone down that far. I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping that was going to happen today, but it did not. But Litecoin is really seems to be stuck in this range. And yeah, could I miss the breakout? Sure, absolutely could. But in the meantime, I'm taking this small portion and doing that, and it's been working. I've been increasing my holdings of Litecoin as a result. Right now I've just got a little bit, like I said, a little bit of cash still left to buy back in. But yeah, it's worked for me. I might actually do a video on how to make money in a consolidating market or something to that effect. Because there are a number of other strategies as well besides that one. That one is the most common that people use in a sideways market. But yeah. Let's see. 100% in on Yeezy coin. Okay. I'm just waiting on 12 cents. Did you buy back in when it hit like 7 or 8 and that's why you're willing to cash out at 12? Yusuf, I guess you don't consider me a YouTuber because you said all YouTubers are now doing shorting trades. I don't think all of them are. I know that some people are talking about it. Absolutely. And here's the thing. You say they're all doing it. They're all talking about it, because when you have a couple guys start to talk about it, it becomes a trend. And then everybody else decides to do videos on it because people are clicking on those things. So if they're actually doing it, I don't know. But yes, they're all talking about it. Slumcast millionaire. Yes, absolutes and superlatives. Yeah, yep. Don't want to diamond hands all the way down again. Yeah. I still have my my cast miner losing money in the basement, but I mean, it's running at 100 watts. No big deal. I actually probably will, the next time it gets above 30 where I can do a payout, I'm probably going to shut it off. Because I'm probably going to have to. Because I had made the promise that if we got to 7,500 subscribers, that I would give away the cast miner. It's the KS0 Ultra Pro. It's their top one. It's their top small one. So I forget what the hash rate is on it. Actually, I guess I could look it up and see what the hash rate is on it. Let's see. Interesting. Which window is which is the question. That is not it. I don't even know why that one's there. Yeah, when it came back up, it didn't bring up all my windows, which I hate. But it did bring up my most important window, so it's going to be here. Let me see what the hash rate is on it. And it's a little cool down there, so it's going to be a little bit below. Come on. Oh, that's why it's doing that. I had killed Chrome, and now I'm not logged in, and that's why it's not logging me in. Give me a second. Come on. All right. That should do the trick. Google. Yeah, computer seems to be acting fine now. Of course, famous last words. Can you guys even hear the music? Oh, okay. Because I cannot. Just fine. As long as you guys can hear some nice background music. And 471 gigahash is what it says is my worker. So, yeah. It's whatever one does that. So I will be giving that away. I don't know if it'll be next week. Probably next week. If not next week, it'll be the week after. Assuming I get to 7,500. But at the rate I've been going lately, that appears likely. So we'll see. We shall see. Let's see. Just looking to see the chat. The real money is in Forex trading. Goat, you misspelled pigeon trading. Gotta love it. Alrighty, so let's talk about something a little bit more fun. The 5070. It is not a 5090 behind me. What card do you think it is? And it's a trick question. It is not a 5090. I would not have a 5090 sitting there. Making your flannel GPU look bad. Nothing makes the flannel GPU look bad. Nothing. I'll all right, let me put a poll up. Now, see if I put a poll up, I'll give it away. Because I did talk about it before. Alrighty, let's talk about the 5070 Ti. It is not a 5070 Ti. That looks like a Founders Edition. They didn't make a Founders Edition 5070 Ti. So, travelers, you're close. Just need a few clarifiers in there. What part of the 4090 Founders is it? It's only the heatsink. Everything but the board. So yeah, that's what it is. That's the broken 4090 heatsink. Obviously it's not even the heatsink. It's the vapor chamber. Vapor chamber had a leak. So got a new one, replaced it. Now it runs great. Okay. Just if you were on mobile, yeah, you would not be able to see that. But see, Retro Mike, that wasn't the point. The point was weren't you the one that said it was a 5070 Ti? You can tell. I don't care if you're on mobile or not. It's definitely a Founders Edition. You can tell by the X pattern, man. Alrighty. So obviously all of the YouTubers came out and were like, oh my God, it's so expensive. And this, that, or the other thing. And, you know, last time I checked, it is, you know, capitalist market. You can set whatever price you want. People are buying it. So as fast as they can. So obviously in their minds, they didn't set the price high enough. And they're not wrong. They're definitely not wrong. So, and if you look at what the comparable GPUs are selling for in the secondary market, you're still better off getting the 5070 Ti if that's the one you're targeting, like that amount of performance, if that's what you're targeting. Because the 4080 is selling for more in the secondary market. It's selling for over $1,000. And the 4070 Ti Super is selling for about the same price, but it doesn't perform quite as well as the 5070 Ti. So seems to me that $900 for that card is still the best deal you're going to get. So the other thing to keep in mind, though, is you're like, okay, well, for gaming performance is what everybody's talking about. But there are future-proofing. You have future-proofing as well as there is a significant improvement in the media engine as well. So for people like me streaming and such like that, it's actually a really good idea to get that. You do get some improvements. So if you have like a multicam setup, you'd be better off using that graphics card because it can handle the demands better than the 4000 series. So there are benefits to it, but if you're just looking at gaming performance, it's right where it should be, actually, if you look at the secondary market. So go figure, we're in a GPU shortage right now. That's why so many people are looking to sell their GPUs while the shortage is here. That's why I need to get mine on the market so that I can hopefully get top dollar for them. But I don't know. I looked at all the bitching and moaning by all the YouTubers saying it's a horrible value, it's this and that, and yeah, everybody wants things to be cheaper. And unfortunately, it isn't always the way it works. And in this particular case, GPUs, I mean, you have basically NVIDIA not being the only game in town, but if you want good ray tracing, right now it is the main game in town for that. And if you're looking to do online content, it's better to have NVIDIA than it is to have AMD at this point. If you're just doing straight gaming, I think AMD makes more sense. Now, obviously, we're hoping that when AMD announces this week, I think they said the 25th, right? It was the 25th they're coming out. So it's Tuesday that they're making an announcement as to when the 9000 series is going to be available, or whatever cards they're going to be announcing for that. But I'll be really curious to see where they're at from ray tracing perspective. But I still think they're going to fall short in a lot of the other things, especially like NVENC encoding and that type of thing. But at least it will give gamers another option. I know that somebody had said, because I guess they delayed the 5070 release, and I think there's a little bit of gamesmanship that NVIDIA wants to see what AMD is going to do, and AMD wants to see what NVIDIA is going to do. So, yeah, now AMD is going to have to make a pricing decision on less information than they thought they were going to have. But maybe they'll only release their top of the line, the one that fits kind of in between the 5070 Ti, or that will fit in between the 5070 Ti and the 5080. And maybe they'll only release that one and wait to release any information on the one that might fit between the 5070 Ti and the 5070. We'll see. We'll see. Gamesmanship. Let's see. Oh, we're talking about selling 4090s. Mine are rented, so I am not selling. They still, DJ, they still will be high when you get home. It's only 10 days. They will definitely be high. Goat, if you're still here, how much did you sell yours for? But yeah, you can get easily 2,500, 2,600 for 4090s is what I've been hearing. So shouldn't be too difficult to get rid of it, especially you got the original box. That always seems to add a few bucks. I saw thumbnails saying the 9070 XT destroys the 5080. Again, define how it destroys. If you have ray tracing, does it still destroy it? Or because NVIDIA is so far ahead with ray tracing? So I think more and more people are going to want ray tracing. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when they come out with the official announcement as opposed to just the leaks. Retro Mike says, all GPUs have been way overpriced for the past 7 years. This is why I only buy secondhand 2 generations old. Well, heck, they're still overpriced. Even the 2 generations old. We really need the 5000 series to be in much better supply. And then the 2 generations old is going to be much lower. Especially considering how many 3000 series cards are out there. Because those were all sold during the Ethereum days. Man, there's so many of those cards out there. So many. Yes, Sunflower Mama. Yes, everybody, please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. Oh, I just did that by accident. I was just looking, I was turning it towards me because I wanted to see how many people. It says 53 people are here, so appreciate you all being here. All right, moving on. Oh, you know, one of the other things I did this weekend, and actually it was kind of all week. So if anybody follows me on Twitter, and I'm sure a bunch of you do, you saw me post a couple of times about Tom Grassi is a football fanatic, Green Bay Packer fan, who's got right around 820,000 subscribers. But he's really funny, and he does a lot of skits, and so he's not just straight like live stream of play-by-play or anything like that. He does a lot of other things. He's got scripted, he's got coach, team reactions, just a lot of different things. So entertaining guy. So he did a multi-day $1 million fundraising stream. And it was really interesting to see how that went and what he did. And it really motivated me to do another one. I did one about 1.5 years ago, was going to do another one this past September, but my mother-in-law passed away in September. So there was a lot of other things going on at that time. So I didn't get around to doing that, but I will be doing another one soon. But what I did determine was, in order to make it easy for people to donate, it's nice to have a donate button on YouTube, which is when if you donate through YouTube, there are no fees, no nothing. YouTube doesn't take anything. Everything goes to the charity. But it's like a super chat, but the full amount goes to the charity. So in order to get that option, you have to have 10,000 subscribers. So I am working towards getting that. Hopefully we'll have that in another month or two. And then I can start planning for another fundraising stream for ovarian cancer. So that's my future goal in the next couple months. And then I'll be looking for ideas. My idea at this point is actually do a full 36-hour. Now I'm going to sleep during a portion of the stream. I'm not going to be awake during the whole thing. But I'll do a 36-hour stream and see how much money I can raise. Hoping right now my goal will be like 20,000. Certainly a far cry from $1 million, but I also have 1/100th the subscribers that he has. So big difference there, but I'll be looking to do that. Like I said, probably 3-4 months from now. I showed you the ColoPlay, talked about the desk mount. I think I've almost covered everything. Yeah, I pretty much covered everything that I planned on talking about. And I guess it's almost been an hour. So what do you guys got going on? Vinny says, I have like 3,000 alt accounts. I can get that handled. Oh, I see. For subscribers. Well, hey, whatever. I remember, oh, wow. I'm drawing a blank and it's like I can picture it. Anyway, there was a guy, he's from Europe, one of my subscribers, and I remember he got a whole army of people that he knew to actually help me get over the top as far as watch hours in order for me to be monetized way back when. I still will never forget that. Of course, I'm forgetting who it was, but I'm not forgetting who it was. I just can't think of the name, and it's bugging me, really bugging me. Oh no, Gary again? What? Gary USD? Oh my lord. No, that we're fine without looking at Gary. Jackson Digital, admirable goal. Big fan of ovaries. Yeah. Yeah. Did I mention it was for ovarian cancer? I guess I probably did. I'm sure I did. Yeah, obviously, most of you, if not all of you guys know that Sunflower Mama had ovarian cancer. We were lucky, caught it in stage 2. She had the surgery, the chemo, and so far so good. But ovarian cancer has a history of coming back. But being that it's stage 2, the odds of it coming back are less. So, yeah, we'll talk a little bit about during the stream. We'll talk a little bit about that disease and how it affects people, and because, you know, for anybody that's been struck by cancer, especially if you've been struck by a cancer that has a likelihood to return, that changes you, because now all of a sudden your thought and how you live your life and that type of thing changes somewhat dramatically. Certainly makes you realize that you're mortal. That's for sure. Did they already like pre-announce, Vinny, that they already bought 2 billion more BTC, or you just figure because that's what they've been doing like every Monday? Not joshing. It's a great cause, and I'm so proud that you're taking that up. I appreciate that. It was just the way you put it. I'm a big fan of ovaries, you know, just so, but yeah, it's, if you've ever had a person that you knew that went through the diagnosis and then somebody who passed away, there was actually a friend of ours on the same cycling team not a super close friend, but became closer later on. But his wife passed away. And what was frustrating for him was she knew something was wrong. They couldn't figure it out. She knew something was wrong way before my wife did. And my wife found her diagnosis, and then she found her diagnosis a few months afterwards. So, and this is a fast growing disease. It's very, very fast growing. So yeah, it's really sad because that was a life that may have been able to be saved. So that's the big thing with ovarian cancer is detection. That is their biggest challenge right now. If they can detect it soon enough, it's treatable and has a high survivability rate. The problem is that your symptoms don't really start happening until you start getting into stage 3 or stage 4. And that's when your chance of survival is much, much lower. So, all right, let's, so Sailor did his X account announcement today. Got it. I figured there was something. Yeah, because ivermectin just solves all problems. Anyway. Yes, we all came from them at some point. That's very, very true. Vinny, don't forget the underease. Shaking my head. Just shaking my head. If you guys don't have any other questions, as you can tell, I'm a little distracted. My father is actually in the hospital. He's doing okay. We're still trying to figure out what's going on with him, but for right now, he's okay. I'm going to visit him tomorrow morning before I go to work. But he's definitely obviously been on my mind. This all happened starting at 3 o'clock today, something like that. So, Pearl Rival, logistics management, when to promote, when to fire. I'm not sure exactly what your question is there. When to promote and when to fire. I mean, if people are doing their job, you certainly don't want to fire them. And you want to develop your people. It seemed like that's a very oversimplified question, Pearl Rival. Very oversimplified. Thank you, Travelers Travels. I appreciate it. Buying a flu miner with my $5,000 check. Yeah, it's funny. They came out with the $5,000 and then over time it became much, much less than that. Much, much less. Yeah. And what's interesting about that is the reason why we have had checks written to us has been because of the state of the economy. This has nothing to do with the state of the economy, which means if you are still have to get inflation under control and you say, hey, we're just going to throw this money back into the economy. It doesn't matter where the money came from, whether it was printed or not. Obviously, printing is much worse for inflation, but even if you're taking a set amount of money and putting it into people's pockets that are now going to spend it, it's going to drive up inflation. So, yeah. But it might be really good if the economy isn't doing well, but again, that should be really be the driving force, not because all of a sudden we found all this saved money. Pro Rival. Well, apparently you're that guy. Not sure what you mean by that. Sorry. I'm just not following you, Pearl. I'm sorry. I'll become a pigeon whale with my $5,000 check. Thought you pretty much already were a pigeon whale. You gotta fatten up your fat stores of your whaleness. That's a lot of heavy news. I should call my dad more often. I know I keep telling myself that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of bringing everybody down tonight, but just been a lot of things that have been on my mind because of just, you know, the fundraiser that did so well, and then obviously just getting a phone call today. There won't be $5,000 checks. We know that. Yes, we know that. I think everybody that was mentioning the $5,000 checks knows that there are not going to be $5,000 checks. If there's going to be any amount of money, it's going to be significantly less than that. And I don't think it will be $5,000 checks at all. There certainly are a number of Republicans in Congress that are about trying to balance the budget. And so there doesn't matter what budget gets proposed. They're constantly saying, nope, won't vote for it. I need more. I need more. I need more. Need more cuts. Need more figuring out where we're going to get money to pay for this stuff. So the old John McCain's of the world. So it's nice to know that we still have some people left from the original Republican Party, the actual real financial conservatives. Yeah, it's proof that they have zero care to pay the national deficit. Exactly. If they said we found all this, not great, and again, I don't agree with everything that they're cutting, but if they had said that we're cutting all this to eliminate the deficit, I'd be like, okay, that's what I'd want you to do with it. Don't keep talking about tax cuts. Hey, let's get this country under control and worry about tax cuts and all the other things later. But at any rate, Vinny Del Grega says, I heard the reference that the money is technically already printed and it was going back to the people. Yeah, I heard. Yes, you did hear that reference because that's what people are saying. Well, it's already printed. So, you know, we're not growing the money supply. Well, not exactly. Because you're taking it out. Well, I mean, I guess you could say you're firing all these people, so now they don't have any money to spend. I don't know. There's so much BS going on right now in government. It's making me crazy. Ontario Miner, welcome. Yes, you're a little late to the party, but hey, you can rewind with that rewind button. Is this where the tax talk kicks in? No, I decided I wasn't going to talk about that tonight. But I do have two links, one to CoinLedger and one to Koinly, if you are looking. I still haven't tried CoinLedger. I need to get to that. But before I do any of that, I do have to install my Timpi Synaptron node this week. In order to be eligible for February payouts, anybody who's got a Synaptron node has to get it running by the end of the month. So I'm going to have to figure out which one of my GPUs, which one of my rigs I am going to use for that. So I'll probably end up taking down one of my... oh, wait a minute. I just remembered. I gotta look up to see what the requirements are, but I just remembered. I have my son's old computer. Huh. Could take one of my 3060 Ti's and put that in there. I'll have to look up what the requirements are. He's got an old, I think, 5th gen i5, 6th gen i5, something like that. Maybe it's 4th gen. I don't know, 4th, 5th, or 6th gen i5. And old Windows computer, but I could just reload that with Linux and just load the Synaptron node on that. Like I said, I just got to double check to see what the requirements are. Ernest from Decrypted Tax will be on the BGTX space Tuesday night talking crypto taxes. Do you want me to send you a link to the space? Yeah, definitely. I would appreciate that. A lot of times I'll have something else going on. There's been a guy I've been watching, Shane Hummel. Anyway, he's a YouTuber. and he runs YouTube coaching. I'm not paying for his coaching, but he's been running some good suggestions on how to increase the revenue on your YouTube channel. And one of the things he talked about was, look, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Find out what's trending. Try to find a YouTuber out there who's got less than 30,000 views, but he has really good views on a particular video, and redo a video on that subject, especially if it's poorly done. So again, you're just stealing the idea of the video. You're not stealing the video itself, if you know what I mean. So I've kind of tried to do that. I haven't actually literally done that yet. I have not stolen an idea. I say stolen. Ideas, any idea that you come up with, somebody else is going to have come up with that idea. But yeah, going out and actually redoing a video in a better way with more information, that type of thing. It's a proven formula for getting more views. Yeah. So anyway, he has kind of a formula that he shared during the last live stream. I've been more focused on that, more focused on titles, a little bit more focused on thumbnails. And what's interesting, I haven't gotten the intro really down yet, but they also say the intro is obviously really important to keep people watching for longer. So still have some work to do, but I've been watching. He's got kind of a series going on right now. So I'm not sure if he sometimes does Tuesday nights, sometimes he does Wednesday nights. So there might be a conflict there, but we'll see. But I appreciate you sending it to me. Pearl Rival, you are the second shift logistics manager that hires and fires. What leads you to these decisions? Give us the inside scoop, what our manager is thinking. Actually, interestingly enough, typically, no, I am not doing the hiring and the firing. People fire themselves. It's literally that simple. People fire themselves. They don't show up to work. It's going to be one of these. They either don't show up to work, they don't meet the performance metrics, or they do something else that's really stupid, like driving on a forklift with a phone in hand. Things like that. Those are fireable offenses. So it's like literally very black and white in most cases. 99.9% of all cases is black and white. And most of the time it's due to attendance. It's due to attendance. And then, like I said, the second reason is performance. So yeah. And then the hiring, generally HR is hiring. Now, I haven't had to hire a supervisor, like somebody that directly reports to me, in quite a while. Yeah, I just moved to a new building. They already had supervisors in place, so I haven't had to hire them. I'm just coaching them. So, yeah, I'm more involved in trying to make people ready for the next level. That's what you do as a good manager. And by doing that, they continue to perform better and better and better, and therefore the operation runs better and better and better. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more information. I appreciate you asking that question. What did Vinny ask? How is Husat mining going? It's going good. I traded a bit on TradeOgre yesterday. I probably won't hold HTN, especially right now. I'm trying to get a VU7P E300. Is that an FPGA? Is that what that is? Geek of all trades. What is you lift a forklift with another forklift to get stuff on the really high shelf? No. We have reach trucks for that. But no, we never put a forklift on a forklift. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I won't even give you the examples of people doing stupid stuff on the floor that got themselves fired. Yeah. Vinny, they told me they only have 200 units. I have no idea who the hell that is, Yusuf. Yes, 3-chip FPGA. Oh, okay, cool. Don't even know who that is. I know that the head of the FBI, what the hell's his name? I know that he got sworn in. Alrighty, guys. Well, it is 9:30 here. No, I do not know him, Yusuf. Does not ring a bell. I know you're shocked. I can tell. Alrighty, guys. Well, again, I appreciate you guys being here. Be here again next Sunday for Sundays with Max. If you like this kind of content, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And actually, this was a little bit of an experiment tonight. I did not have subscriber only on. So everybody seemed to, well, not all you guys, because you guys are subscribers, but yeah, Patel. Thank you, Ted. Cash Patel. So I'll probably try to continue doing that, and we will see, and hopefully get a few more people in here. Need some fresh blood in the community. I think it will help. Definitely think it will help. But alrighty, guys. Thanks again for being here. I appreciate it. The General is out. Have a good night, everybody.